Four seasons lost. In Austin, I stalled, paused. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving the raiment and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Unpopular Hour Women Only Wednesday. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Hopefully, you're going to enjoy it. We have, of course, my co host for the past 3 weeks, Mya Carter Long, joining me here in just a second. But anyway, today's show, we're going to talk about the Thunder and the Mavs. We're going to talk a little bit about Big 12 basketball, which she's been very good at in women's. I have not been as good in women's, and I've been better in men's, of course. You know, I guess that's why it's women only Wednesday versus men. But we're going to talk about that. Then Maya's got some good stuff about the Thunder as far as the cap. And then we're going to talk a little bit about some other things. So with that being said, let me bring in my co-host for today, Mya Carter Long. What's up, girl?
I'm doing good.
Doing good. How was Rotary?
I didn't go because
Oh,
I ended up getting food from Chef D. If y'all don't know who that is, y'all need to try it. Look him up online. He's really good. I've had him twice this week already.
Chef B, huh? Now, does he deliver? What does he do?
Chef D.
Chef
He does
D.
deliver for an extra fee.
Oh, wait a minute. Why are we giving? He ain't no sponsor. Why are we giving this man some love? He ain't doing
You
that
know
for us.
what? That is a good that he opened a second restaurant. We should go to him.
Okay, we'll go do that. Maybe we'll
Uh,
go. Is he open at night for us to watch the Thunder game at?
No, he's not a sit in and eat restaurant.
Okay. Oh,
But I'll tag him in the comments. That
oh,
way
he can just get his love that
people,
way. Okay.
people need to
Um.
get it on.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk tonight about today about the Thunder versus the Mavs and how exciting that is. I guess we want to come. We want to call it that. Do we want to call it that? No, we don't do it.
No.
I don't think so. Anyway, Thunder versus Mavs tonight. The Mavs are 29-22. We are 15-34. Uh, of course, we've played them 3 times thus far this year, and we are 0-3 against them. And thus far, remember the last game they barely beat us. We should have won that game. I thought we should have won it, but we made some mistakes down at the end, and we did not get the W. But that being said, I think we're gonna come. I think we're gonna win tonight. So anyway, my keys for tonight are simple. We got to try to contain that beast that they have called Luka Doncic. We've got to try to contain him if that's at all possible, or slow him down at least. I think we need to cut down on giving them a bunch of open threes. Uh, and just play better perimeter defense. I think when we play good perimeter defense, we don't give as many open look threes, and that's what happened in the last game. Then they barely beat us. We cut down on all that. And we got to protect the paint by committee. That means everybody's got to come in. Everybody's got to go to the basket because if Diakite is in there, somebody's got to come up and while he's going to try to block a shot or whatever, alter it. We got to have other guys coming in. People can't be standing up by the three. And we got to rebound by the committees, which is what I was saying there. And plus, we got to get some easy baskets off turnovers, which allows us to get into a rhythm and do that. And then we've got to move without the basketball. I've noticed that since we were moving at the basketball, we do a lot better job. It's a lot easier for us to score when we do that. So, do you have any keys? What do you think?
Defense, of course, that's always the key. And keeping up the energy. We just get tired sometimes.
That was Faith. She's barking at some homeless person walking down the street or whatever. She can't stand these people walking down the. They're not homeless. They're just walking down our street for whatever reason. She does not like it. But anyway, so I agree with you 100%. Now, who do you have in the game tonight? Do you think Thunder or Mavs? What you got?
We're gonna be 0-4 after tonight.
Yeah, because we're playing away. We're going to be playing at Dallas, so that's going to make a huge difference playing on the road. Even though we do play really well on the road, I just don't know how well that will do. Um, Now we were talking about the salary caps and the things like that, and you and I were having a discussion about that, about what that means as far as the Thunder and what kind of moves they can make. Because I talked Monday about the trades and what the Thunder could do to possibly add to that, but of course salary cap does matter. So what do you have to break down with that?
This was just more of my question.
Okay.
So I found out how much each player was making,
Hmm.
and Favors is making like 9 million. So you said he's trade bait, right?
Yeah, he's. I think what we're going to end up doing is buying him out. Because teams are knowing that he's really not playing that much. So why would you want to give up something when you know that the Thunder are probably going to buy him out and you can get him on the open market without giving up anything? So I think he's more of a buyout option for us more than he is trade bait.
And Giddy is making 5,988,000.
Yeah, he got a raise, and a lot of people think that's low, but I think that's about right for him. I think he is getting better, but at the same time, uh, you know me, and I've talked about that before. He's trying to do more than I think he's capable of, but he's still doing well.
And who do you think is the second right after him?
As far as getting paid,
Yes.
so that would be third.
Third, my bad.
Uh, well, let me see who all do we have. That would have to be somebody that's older. So, he said he's making 5 million. How much is he making?
Giddy. Giddy's making 5,988,000.
Uh huh. Wow. And how much is Dort making?
Oh, we're not even there yet.
Well, oh, so you were talking about Giddy, not Dort, at five
Yeah,
million.
Giddy.
Oh, I thought you said Dort. Now Giddy is worth every bit of
No,
$5 million. He's still on his,
huh?
huh? He's still on his rookie deal, so he's worth every bit of that, I think, and we probably are
Well,
going to end up paying. He'll do an extension on that. He probably won't get the max. I don't see him being an all NBA player, so I don't see he'll get the max deal on that. But he will get as much as they possibly can give him on his second contract.
well, you're gonna be surprised on how much Dort makes.
How much does Dort make?
1,786,000.
Right, he's the one that he's got a raise. That was
Oh,
about he's the one that got the raise. I'm sorry. Yeah, Dort. That's about what he's worth. He's about worth $1 million. His next contract should be around the 5, maybe 9, $10 million mark, somewhere around there. I know he's not worth 20 or 15 or 20 million or anything like that, but he's probably worth another maybe 5, 7 million tops.
and SGA is up there with Giddy with over 5 million.
Well, that's because that was his rookie deal, and he signed his extension, so he'll be getting what is it, 30 whatever million starting next year or whatever when he comes in when his deal kicks in. So the Thunder did this extension, and so he'll be making this. Fortunately, we have Giddy for the next 4 years on pennies that he'll be getting paid, so that's a good thing.
So Giddy will stay at that 5 million.
Yeah, he'll stay. He'll stay for 4 years, and then we'll do an extension on him. And for another four, then that's when he'll get the SGA money, which is I don't know. By then it may be 38, 40 million. By that time, by the time his contract comes up, and then of course we'll be paying SGA right before that again on a larger contract. We'll be paying SGA, and he'll be at the probably 50 million around that a year. We'll be paying SGA somewhere around there. But of course, the overall salary cap would have gone up. So by that time, it should be somewhere around 120 something million, 130 million, somewhere around there, hopefully. So we'll be have more than
Right
enough.
now, you said 100 and something
Yeah,
million.
130. We're at 103 or 105 or somewhere there. So it should be up around 120 or 30 million by that time, because when you look at the Lakers, they're paying between LeBron and who is it? LeBron and AD and Russell, they're at right at 100 million or so. So I think the salary cap is will be around 120 something. So we're fine. We're well under the salary cap right now, though.
Yes. And Diakite, is he done with that 10-day contract or
Well,
is he?
he made. Well, I went around. I looked at that, and he had played last year for Milwaukee, and that's why you don't have a salary number on him, right?
I found it.
Okay. Then we
1,517.
have him. Then what we did is we signed him. I thought he was on a 10-day deal since he had never played and he was in the G, but he was obviously on a two-way, and we had signed him from Milwaukee from last year. So that's what that was.
So he's officially on.
Yes, and and he got a ring. Playing for Milwaukee last year as a backup, he didn't get a lot, he didn't get that much playing time, but he was a backup, and he did help them get get a chip. So that's all that matters with that.
Wow, that surprises me.
Yeah, I did too. I was surprised when I saw that. I was like, wow, I forgot that he did that. I'm not that big of a Milwaukee fan. I really didn't even watch the NBA Finals, just like I will not watch the Super Bowl because it's irrelevant to me. If it's nobody I really want to see, I
Yeah,
don't watch.
yeah.
I don't really care. I just hope the Rams win because I do want Aaron Donald to get a chip because uh, being the best defensive player in our generation, this generation that he's in currently in, he's just he's just an absolute beast. So I do want him to get a ring simply because of that, and that would be nice for him.
I'm a little salty about that loss.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to talk about it because I don't even watch anything to do with that because I'm so tired of Joe Burrow's the next face of the NBA or NFL and all that crap. I'm so over it. It's, I saw that thing where it's talking about which quarterback would you rather have, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, or Justin Herbert. And I'm like, huh.
That
Well,
wasn't
they're only 1 year older than Patrick Mahomes, so you're going to say you'd rather have one of those three than him, and now they're like, oh, Joe Burrow because he beat him. Let me see.
that was really a question.
Yes. Yes,
And who was talking about that?
this was on the Athletic and some poll that they put out, and it was pathetic. It's pathetic. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, even though he choked, not choked. I don't know what choked, whatever you want to call it.
He
He did not.
lost momentum.
He they lost the game right there at halftime when he did something uncharacteristically of him. With 5 seconds left, knowing how much time he threw it out to the flat to Tyreek Hill instead of throwing away and then tried to call timeout, which is something Tom Brady did. I think it was last year or earlier this year when it was fourth down and he thought there was an extra down, and they were like, "Yeah, no, bro, you were up." So I guess all great quarterbacks have a brain fart. I don't know if I can say.
Yeah.
Did I say brain fart? Anyway, brain fart. I'm saying it anyway. That's what I think. Uh, now, we had talked about our team a little bit. What do you really think? You've watched the Thunder quite a bit. What do you think of our team?
I think somebody needs to talk to Dort about what he really needs to be doing. Um, I say if we got one good player in through this draft, we'd be a great team if we practice. I mean, I don't I don't really hate us. We're really good players. We can beat these other teams. We just need more practice.
Well, I don't know if practice is. I mean, I don't know if practice is it. I think it's just when you're young, you need more game time. I mean, we're losing games, we're making mistakes because we're young, and I think those are mistakes that will be corrected next year. We'll a lot.
Yeah.
I think we've lost probably that I've counted since I've been doing after the storm the live stream. I've counted four games that we should have won, or four minimum that we should have won that we just made mistakes down the stretch that next year we won't make, and then the next year that'll bump up to about 7 or 8 games that we will not lose because we did bonehead things late in the game.
And how many games have we almost won?
Like I said, 4 or 5 games, five or maybe 6 games that we should have won that we lost. That I thought we should have won, but we made mistakes down the stretch, took bad shots, uh, didn't make wide open looks. So probably 6 games. So if realistically, had we won those games, we would be 21-28 right now.
We're not a bad team.
No, no, no. We're very, like I've said many a times, we are a very, very good team. We have some talent. We have some very good players. SGA clearly is our best player, and we won't get him back until after the NBA All Star break with his ankle. And with a player like that and our team, why would you rush him back? You want to make sure that he's completely at 100%. Now, if we're in a playoff hunt or something like that, then you bring him back a little sooner, maybe when he's about 85 or 90%. But since we don't, I mean, we're down at the bottom. It doesn't really matter. We can wait for him to come back. Plus, it gives Giddy a chance to be more aggressive, more assertive, uh, get some more confidence. Also, the rest of the players learn to play without him. Even though when you bring in the Maladon and people like that, I don't really think that's he's a decent player, but and Trey Mann is getting better. So this gives him some starter minutes. It gives him a chance to get better. So that there are some a silver lining, if you want to say, with SGA's injuries. It gives us a chance to get some looks at some different players and see what else we can do. So that's a pretty good thing for us right there. Now,
Please
uh,
tell me that means that Dort's going to play smarter.
that I don't see that. I told you he's a Westbrook the second. He plays hard, but he's trying to do more than he's capable of, and he's attacking the basket. He does things. And I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? I mean, you can't. I mean, that can't happen. But he does what he does. You can't really. There's not a lot you can do with that. I mean, he's gonna make the plays. He's gonna make decisions. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. So I just wish that he would shoot the ball straight on his threes. Some things he did do good is that he passed up a couple threes the other night, which I liked. Dude, you don't have to shoot a three every time. You can attack the basket. But he falls in love and thinks he's a 3-point shooter. And the Thunder, for whatever reason, like I said, they want us to be a 3-point shooting team. So they want us to shoot threes. So it is what it is.
We need a big guy as a center next
Yes,
year.
and that's what we had talked about. I had talked about the other day some trades we can make for that. And, Norman Powell played against us Monday night. The swing guy from Portland. He averages 18. He would be an upgrade from Wiggins and from Williams for sure. That's somebody that man. He's got 4 years left. We could get him for really cheap, not that much. He can score. He can defend. That would be somebody that I really, really like. Because if I could have three guys, I'd like to have Christian Wood in the middle as our center. He's averaging 17. Norman Powell is averaging 18. And then, of course, John Collins is averaging 17 from Atlanta, who's also a swing shooter guard or forward. So if you got Giddy, SGA, Collins, Wood, and Powell, and then you've got Dort coming off the bench along with either Wiggins or Williams. You'd have to give up one of those in the trades, or maybe both of those guys would have to be traded, and probably
So
something else. So to get there,
Williams and Robinson are on. They're making 2 million, but whenever they had Wiggins, it was just blacked out. Like they didn't have it. Like he wasn't getting paid.
well, he is getting paid. He's on that. He may have came up, and he's. We may have brought him up. If we brought him up, that's why you haven't seen. There's not a salary deal on him because he wasn't with us in the beginning. So that won't come up until
So
you'll see
maybe
that
we
later.
trade all three of them.
I wouldn't be upset to that. I wouldn't be upset with that at all. To get those three guys, that would set us back. That would set us up. Plus, that you keep Trey Mann, or you give up Trey Mann and you give to Portland. Trey Mann, when their guards are tremendous. Houston, you could probably give up a Trey Mann to include that with Wood, but you wouldn't want to give up the other guys because. Uh, uh, you would he would not go to Portland, but the other guys would be great fits for uh, Houston. Let's say for example, if you gave up Williams and Trey Mann and a draft pick to get Christian Wood, and then you gave up maybe Wiggins or keeping Wiggins and just give them 2 draft picks for Norman Powell, maybe 2 seconds. Or because we have so many, I mean, Jesus. So we could even, I don't know if he's worth a first, but he's worth a couple of seconds that you give him, or a first maybe 3 years down the road or something like that. Yes, but this year's draft, Duke's got some hell of a players coming out this year. So this will be a good draft that you could grab some players 1 through 10. You can get some good guys, and then there's even some guys. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to the draft 10 through 15 or 20. When you get later draft, you're going to have a very good scouting system in order to get those guys. So, but guard play, I think we're okay. I wouldn't mind keeping Trey along and maybe giving up a Maladon, but we have enough draft picks. I think we could keep one of those three. We don't have to get rid of Trey Mann
Yeah, I
and
like him.
Wiggins and Williams. All three of them, we could probably keep one of those. And if I had to keep one, it would have to be probably, if you had my feet to it, I would probably rather keep Wiggins than the other two. But my second
Really?
choice would be Williams would be first to keep. Wiggins would be first to keep. Second person to keep would be Man. Third person to keep would be